Welcome to a There It Is mini episode, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration with a quick tip. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. Thanks so much for giving us a listen today. This is mini episode number 33, which means we have 32 other mini episodes, which are all in the feed. Give those a listen. Today's topic is a collaboration hack. But first, back in July, we had our good friend Haley McAfee on the podcast to talk about her solo show and her children. She told us that she was going to be bringing it to New York City, and that time is now. Justina and I will actually be seeing the show this week, and you should too. It's running at the Soho Playhouse, which is dope for her. We're so proud of her and happy for her. So go to sohoplayhouse.com for tickets. We'll put that link in the bio. The show is going on until February 13th. So you've got time, but don't waste time. Now on to the show. When you start performing with other people, or when you start collaborating with others, it can be hard to get into a groove. You don't fully follow their ideas or how their mind works, and maybe you aren't speaking the same language, and you certainly don't have a second hand yet. You might even find yourself judging what they're bringing to the table, which is not super helpful. And that's a tough spot to be in. Anyone who has been cast on a new improv team with new people of various experience levels knows what it's like to figure out how you have to play with someone new. You're starting over, and it means you'll be communicating in a new way than you were used to or have become really accustomed to with your old teams. Being inquisitive is such a good tool for that. In improv, but also just in life in general. If you're on a date with someone and you're being inquisitive, they will like that. Like if they share that their favorite hobby is skiing and that they love skiing, then you might get inquisitive about that. You might go, "Oh, I've never been skiing. What do you love about skiing?" They will appreciate that you're asking questions, and you are going to learn something. You might even bond. It works. I see it work all the time in my improv classes. There is an exercise I run called Park Bench of Truth that friend and previous guest Hannah Chase suggested to me. She's fantastic. Go listen to that episode. Here's how the exercise goes. You just have two people being themselves on two chairs, like it's a park bench. Now, they're not playing characters. They're literally just being themselves. And one of them shares a real opinion they have, and they just have a discussion about that. Super simple. And the most interesting moments are the sparks that happen. These sparks happen when the person listening finds something interesting about something their scene partner said, and they just ask about it. You see something go off in their eyes and go, "Ooh, what was that? Let me just get a little bit more into that." And that's really when things start going here in this exercise. The two open up, they reveal themselves, and they oftentimes bond in that moment. This is a great moment. Now imagine that on a date. In a work situation, you might be collaborating with someone or brainstorming ideas. Let's say someone shares an idea and you don't really understand how it could work. And you don't know that you even like the idea. Being inquisitive and asking how it might work is a good idea. Now, you're not litigating them. You're not going like, "Oh, well, how does that work?" You're not doing that. You're just like, "Oh, interesting idea. How does it work?" And inquiring about their idea, you are being inquisitive. You're delving deeper into it. And if it's a good idea, then you get sold on the idea just by inquiring. If it's not a good idea, they will see it when they answer your questions. As soon as they try to explain it, they're like, "Oh, you know what? This doesn't work." So it's a good thing at work in a collaborative setting to just be inquisitive. If you're writing jokes or a sketch with someone, being inquisitive about ideas they present can give those ideas a clear assessment. If someone pitches a premise or a joke and you shoot it down immediately and move on to another idea, the premise you shot down doesn't lead where it potentially could have. And you'll never know if you don't get inquisitive about it. If you're not sure about the premise, what might make it work? Get inquisitive. What's interesting about it? Give it a chance and write something for it. Or write out the beats of that sketch. Once it's done, after giving the idea a real chance, you and your writing partner may determine it's not strong enough. But you could also find something great through the idea or the ideas it leads to. You won't know until you try. Being inquisitive also helps in an improv scene. One way that it plays out in improv is if someone says something that you don't understand, well, you could be inquisitive by inquiring about it just to figure it out. I think it's totally fair to ask clarifying questions in an improv scene so long as your questions don't put the creative onus on others. By being inquisitive and asking questions, you just figure out what your scene partner was going for. That might even clarify things for the audience. That's a good thing. But even if you understand what your scene partner said, being inquisitive is still crucial in improv. As an improviser playing with someone, you could be inquisitive by exploring whatever your scene partners say through how you yes and. You're being inquisitive about their ideas and what they bring to the table, delving into the subject matter they brought up. You can be in a scene and your scene partner says, "I know where the sacred ruby is." Treat that like it's intriguing. The sacred ruby that brings loved ones back to life. We have to go find it. In your mind, you're being inquisitive and thinking, well, what can be intriguing here? How can I delve more into this sacred ruby thing to figure out what that's about? And you answer that question by giving the subject meaning. This is so crucial because it focuses the scene on something. When we aren't inquisitive about what was said or done, then we just keep adding more things to the scene, which makes scenes feel scattered or all over the place. A bunch of things are happening, but they aren't tied together well, so the scene isn't about anything. And maybe the scene is funny, but when it isn't funny, maybe the reason it isn't landing with the audience is because there's no clear thing happening. It's not about anything. So think about what is happening at the beginning of a scene. Delve deeper into that because it gives you and your scene partner something specific to play. It gives the scene focus and deeper, more meaningful context. And it's easier for the audience to follow because the scene is about something. All because you got inquisitive. Being inquisitive keeps you from judging an idea and shooting it down before it's even been given a fair shake, or allows for an idea to flourish as much as it can so you can see it at its best. Or it can help you provide focus. It can even score you some points on a date. It's also a great way to learn and grow as a person. Be inquisitive about life and learn more things. Those interesting things will find their way into your work, which will make your work richer. Thanks for listening to this mini episode. All episodes of the podcast are available wherever you get podcasts. Don't forget to see Haley McAfee's show and her children at Soho Playhouse. Get tickets at sohoplayhouse.com. The show is running until February 13th. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at There It Is Pod, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at There It Is. And follow me on Instagram and Threads at Jason Farr Picks. Also subscribe to our comedy lifestyle newsletter and support us if you can. We have a Patreon and a PayPal. Go to thereitispod.com for newsletter and support info. Links in bio. Until next time, be good to each other. It's a moral imperative.
The music for the theme song was created by Neil Brooks. The rap was written and performed by Nick Acevedo. The logo for There It Is was created by Jeff Prater. The There It Is podcast is produced by Jason Farr.